We're going live.
Thank you for the water.
Whoa. Alright. I think I see a countdown. And by countdown, I mean the count being live.
Oh, we're live.
We are live. There. Copy your
Hi, baby boy.
Let's see. YouTube announcements. YouTube ping pongs. Going live. Jacob for some map making again. Alright. I believe. There we go. We even got a little baby squirrel. There we go.
Baby squirrel.
He's holding his D20.
I love how you have it labeled. Who is who? did somebody mess this up?
No.
Oh, that's good.
They did not. Alright, I need to pop out my chat. I almost forgot it's a thing. There's Whispering Wisp. We have somebody. Alright, you can tell me, Mr. Wispy, is my mic just picking up all the noise because OBS says it is? But I don't believe it. Also, you know what we forgot?
What did we forget?
We forgot the tunes.
Tunage.
Alright.
Hi, Whispering Wisp 357.
Yeah, where's the other 356?
I thought he meant 357 Magnum.
Whoa. The dangerous wisp. Not hearing anything extra. Alright, OBS just tripping, I guess. That's good, though. That's good. You're not hearing anything.
Hopefully,
not good. OBS is
us.
tripping. Alright. I just flipped on some music.
Cool.
Hopefully it's not too loud. You'll never tell. Oh, gee, thanks, man. Alright. We were just gussying this thing up, right?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Oh, last time you shared screen with me. That's all right.
I can do it again if you want, but I figured you'd be doodling in PowerPoint over there.
Well, I'll watch the stream. I'll be listening. Alright, so what are we going to add?
I don't know. We did find regular planks, but I think the table's fine for there.
I like
We need more plants and mushrooms and everything.
More plants. I think there needs to be more like muck and mire.
There's Grimwood and Twice Dead Mage. Grimwood, I saw your post. Did you can barely talk apparently? Did you get worse? I'm assuming you got worse. If you can't talk. So.
It's getting sick is never good.
Mm-mm. I certainly don't like it. I'm a big
So we
old...
gotta add some rocks, muck and mire.
Yeah. Rocks are never big enough.
No?
I mean, I can make them big. I just try not to stretch things too much because when you export it, it looks like doo-doo.
Pixelated.
Alright,
so
you did worse.
You ever look at aerial views of swamps?
Not really. Oh, hey, look, here's a rock with moss on it.
Now that sounds right.
Are there multiple like that?
That'd be cool.
All right, so we got that one, and we got that one.
How do I add a new slide?
Might be it. Oh, no. Look at this big old boulder.
Big old boulder.
All right, so we got some mossy moss on them, and the peak of something right there.
So, in PowerPoint, I did throw up a top-down view of a swamp just to kind of give muck and mire thoughts.
Oh, there it is. Oh.
If we could somehow make it look a little bit like that. I mean, that's not perfect, obviously, but just to add to it.
Yeah, how do we get like
mossy rock.
the foamy green stuff? I don't know if we can do that.
I don't know if we can do it either.
I say that, but hang on. I
Bet you
thought
we could. Or we could show people how good you are with Photoshop.
let's just bring Glee into the chat real quick. What am I looking for? This may have been a different pack I'm thinking of, but
Oh yeah.
I could have swore I did have something like that.
Little tiny like
Just
green pieces.
you could paint it. Just
Oh yeah.
It was a terrain thing. We got clover. Oh, that goes on the under the water though. Can't put that on top.
Yeah.
Of the water.
You could, but you have to cheese it.
Uh,
You'd have to make it look like water, put it on land, kind of thing. But that's a lot of work.
maybe this isn't a swamp. Maybe it's just magical water. It's
Hi, Adam.
Cursed. It's the planar crossroads man, and Grimwood says he needs to do one of these with us. You do. We'll just tell you what. We'll have like 4 GMs in here that do this kind of thing, and each gets like 5 minutes to do something, and then it goes to the next GM, and it just goes around the board.
That actually sounds like a pretty cool stream. We should consider that.
Take me 5 minutes to find the tool I want.
The problem with that is, like we've said, it would be the somebody has to work the map, right? So it'd have to be like, it's a cool idea. I like it. You could almost do it in like whiteboard. What do people use for whiteboards these days and age? Because isn't the Google boards is gone, right?
Yeah, I have to turn it down a little.
Am I too loud?
No, the music's loud in my ears. I don't know if it's actually loud in the stream or not. But
I had to come over to keep you nutty guys in line. He's the nutty one.
you could do an incarnate. Yeah.
Can you do collaborative?
That's the
map
word I
making?
was looking for. Collab.
Can you do that in Incarnate? Now I gotta look this up.
Tis slightly, also howdy. Okay. Alright.
What's happening?
I think he's saying the music was a little loud, which
Oh.
checks out, because it was loud in my ears. It was also a high point in the song. So comfortably quieter than your voice.
Was it a jamming song?
It got a little excited. So I just saw them. Where did they? We got lily pads out here already. I think our swamp might be too pretty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, needs to be more muck and mire.
I'll say, what if the water's like suspiciously clean, and then everything outside the water is not so clean?
It's suspiciously clean until you get into it.
Ooh, there you go. Say we were playing.
Hey, Chris.
Hmm?
Oh, Chris is he's from my side.
Oh,
Scrat.
it's one of yours.
I have people too. Chris is from Australia.
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 I got an Australian in the Squirrel server. Yeah.
Nice.
Actually, we played some Easy D6 together. Well, we played an Easy D6 playset somebody's working on, the sci-fi one. I think I mentioned.
Oh, is it the one that I was supposed to be in and missed?
Yes, that one. And then you got a sick kid. Yep.
How'd that go?
It was fun. It was pretty good. I mean, everything worked. Like, we didn't run into anything like, oh, this is OP, or this doesn't work at all. So
We're a bit Highlander. We're making a map here.
Yeah.
It's a cursed. It's an inn and a tavern, and a cursed swamp. Woohoo! I'm gonna ignore caffeine.
I almost. Dang, you know what?
What'd you?
We
forget?
almost had it by accident too.
What?
We could have made a skull out of the dry land.
Oh man, you do it all.
Thought about that too late. Yeah, because like
could
there's a
still
couple
be.
eyes, but I don't know if I'll be able to find it.
We can still do that.
Hang on. Let's see if I can find this.
Does it have a name yet? Have we named this tavern yet?
No.
Adam's good at making names. That's one thing he's really good at. He's good at a lot of things, but
Snake Oil Tavern. All right. Let's see if I can find this map.
What are you looking for?
It was a map I made for the campaign. We were on mushrooms, and it had the map. Part of the map was a skull, and I was just
You
gonna.
know, it almost does look like eyes.
Yeah.
If you could just leave it this way, it's a split skull.
I don't think
That's its tooth. It's one tooth is the bridge. That's awesome.
it's a hillbilly skull.
Hey, Bailey.
That was the wrong folder. Fungus Among Us maps. Ooh. Now I gotta remember which one it was. Ice Simple. Nemu.
The greased mug. Nice.
Buried. Was this one it? Oh, hadn't it opened that? Yeah, this one wasn't too fancy. I don't know why it doesn't.
You putting it on the stream?
Oh, why is it on a little window down there?
Oh man, what are you doing?
That's
That
weird.
looks cool.
Yeah, I don't know why it's a little tiny thing down there. Let's see. I got like an extra window.
Have we even decided what kind of curse is this swamp, or is it just a cursed swamp? Or is it just rumors it's a cursed swamp?
We ain't figured all that out yet. But there's my skull I was talking about. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Nothing too fancy. They just walk in. And...
Oh, was it like a ritual place?
If I remember right, they had to move this thing. Yeah, somebody did. It was kind of a 4 horsemen of the apocalypse thing. If you will notice the colors of the altars up here.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, and they're also in order. I don't know if anybody caught that, but
2 instances of Dungeon Draft open right now.
I do.
Nice.
But anyway, back to the swamp.
Back into the swamp.
Back to the swamp. Sweetie, sweetie swamp.
All right, we need to airbrush some different colors in the swamp.
What?
Get some more plants.
Airbrush? How you gonna airbrush some colors in there?
Snake Oil Tavern isn't bad. Toadstool and Serpent. Sales a special brew. They
So forget what I see something on the stream. I
Yeah.
can't actually use my scroll wheels.
I keep doing the same thing. It's because it's killing me. Oh, it's killing me.
I am in control here.
You're doing great too. I'm following behind on the stream. What do we got here? I'm getting tagged in something. Oh.
What are these?
He says.
Plant berries. Where's the actually be underused?
Chris, how often do you use Dungeon Draft? Last I knew, Chris was trying to send me some of his players.
Oh.
He was warming them up, getting trained, and then sending them my way. I'm just teasing him. He plays in a homebrew Pathfinder 2nd Edition campaign I've been running on Friday mornings at 4 a.m.
Whew. That's sleep schedule, man.
That's for all the Australians.
All the strong ones.
They're a riot. And I play with his brother and all of his brother's friends on Sunday morning. We're playing a Fallout campaign. That game is a riot. They are wild.
Dude, Fallout. It seems like it would be great tabletop. I mean, we did it nuts, but I don't think that quite does it justice. But it was fun. I know. Do you remember? Did you watch any of those YouTube videos? There was a brief stint where AI voice stuff got just flooded YouTube, and there was a series of the presidents playing TTRPGs together. Did you watch any of those?
No.
They're hilarious.
Are they?
And there's one, yeah, because it's all the presidents, and they're doing the AI, so they sound like them, and they act like them too, but they're actually, in the same room playing together or whatever. Some of them were very inappropriate, but one of them, they were doing a Fallout one-shot, and it was Trump, Obama, Biden, I think.
So what's this called?
I don't know. So many people did them, but like one person was doing them very well. But the Fallout one shot, it was so funny, man. I was laughing like an idiot.
I'll have to look it up.
You remember
Yeah,
that?
so
Hilarious.
Whispering Wisp, we're using Savage Worlds for it. It's working really well.
Whoa.
Chris, I make maps. Send them. What do you need? Scrap makes maps. Mine are better.
You put a lot more work into yours.
I do. Put
Oh, hey! Oh, that's rubble. But I mean, it kind of looks like.
Rubble. I don't see the dog.
Heh. Kind of looks like junk, right?
Paw Patrol. You don't have flotsam? It's almost like
It's awfully round, though.
Yeah, it's too uniform. What if you put like a couple together?
That's what I was trying. They don't. They all still have that curved edge.
Oh, I'm behind. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, I realized that after I said it.
Dan, good. What's happening, buddy? How you been?
Try this green stalagmite here.
Oh, Chris, thanks for reminding me. I gotta activate that in the Foundry.
I make
writing it down.
characters for flavor and suffer the consequences of my actions later. I made a new character for that Friday game, and now I have to teach myself the entire hero deck system. Ooh. Yeah, man. I try to go in with the mindset that my character will die, but I joined a play-by-post my friend was running of Mouse Ritter a long time ago. And that game, you know, you're expected to die, and I ended up getting super attached to my character. He ended up being funny.
That happens.
Yeah. Luckily, he decided to move. The GM decided to move across the world, so we had to stop the play-by-post, and I never lost my character, so he lives on in legend.
I remember my first character death. Like it was yesterday. I shape changed into an alligator and somehow drowned.
Bryn Butterball was my mouse.
That's awesome. Yeah, me too, Dan. Good.
Yeah, DC 20.
0.9 is supposed to be releasing this month.
I think you might die in Plaguebound, but I think all of you might. Oh no. You're gonna kill us. Don't kill us. I already cut off my arm and had to regrow it in the first session.
And it was funny. I met with Dave last week. Man, time's flying. And we were going over the Plaguebound map that I'm working on.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You making one for him.
He's telling me some of the details of the world. I'm pretty excited to see what happens to you guys.
Oh no. It's not good.
What do you mean it's not good?
Not good,
It's always
man.
good.
It's not good.
Depends. How much do you like your character?
I like Poe, man.
Don't get too attached.
Butterball must be a recurring character then. Either that or you can make him a character that always dies. Oh, well, so I have in the books I write, if you ever see a guy named Nathan, just be prepared that he will die. Every single book. So.
I feel like there's a story behind the name Nathan.
I mean, I've known a Nathan for 30 years at this point, and the first book I wrote and put it out there to get published ended just unintentionally came out right on his birthday, and the main character was named Nathan, and he died in it. So
Nathan,
I was
your
like,
red
well,
shirt.
I guess I just have to kill this boy all the time now.
That's funny.
Did
So if
you
you ever
read
make a character in my game Nathan, you're hinting to me that I should kill it? Is that what you're saying?
Somebody shows up with a Nathan, it's not gonna be good. I'm not finding.
Now I just want to make a Nathan in all the games. Well, I've only played in one of your games, haven't I?
Which one was that?
You ran it on the stream. It was the we busted into the
Yeah, the Squirrel
the
Death
Death
Squad. You
Squad,
were in that one,
which was
right?
awesome.
So that was nuts. Yeah. So yeah, and I've only been in one or two of yours. That one of Nuts you ran.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
and then the Pathfinder one you did.
Yeah. Chris is absolutely right. I love killing his characters because Chris, like, he'll literally like laugh it off. and the other players are around him being like gasping. So we run a Kingmaker play-by-post on our channel, over on for patron supporters on Discord, and I killed his character, and the shock of the room, you could feel it. Like, it was amazing. It was like, it was good. It was good. They're like, wait, we can die? I'm like, I've been warning you since the beginning. Like,
I didn't know we could die.
it was so good. And Chris is over there. He had to mute himself. He was laughing so hard.
I'd be
I'm pretty
worried if
sure.
I had been running a campaign and somebody was like, "We can die." That's a thing.
Well, when they come from like heroic systems or fifth
Yeah.
edition, where it's like nigh impossible to die.
I get it.
It's all about the story you're telling. Whispering Wisp, you ever play Fallout? Have you ever played Savage Worlds? I unintentionally killed Dan in the one shot we played. Dan's character, right?
Nah, it was Dan. That's why we don't see him anymore.
That's why he's so busy. Actually, he's getting ready to run over on Moonskull. Which, I guess I'll make the announcement here, but I'll probably make it on our stream too. I'm actually might be doing some videos for them, covering the mechanics of Starfinder and Pathfinder and stuff. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah. It'd be cool. Something different. A Rudai from Moonskull contacted me today, so we're gonna be chatting.
See, like, you're just gonna say, "Hey, here's how it works," or
yeah, pretty much. You know me, I'm gonna add my own flavor to it and stuff. You know, I'll be like, I'll talk about this rule, talk about how I use it, talk about how I alter it, because that's what I do. That's why I like the rules light systems, because I don't have to explain why I alter things.
What if we put a couple weapons under the ground?
Chris, that's what I'm kind of hoping, to be honest with you. Oh yeah, Whispering? What's your favorite system? What do you like to use to play? What? Now I'm going to dive in the water for the weapons.
GURPS.
GURPS.
That's the... Isn't GURPS the super complicated one?
I think it's one of those ones that can be super complicated. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Technically, that's what we're going to be doing. Ishankin, or how you say that? Ishnakin? World Shapers.
Yeah.
Supposedly that one can get super complicated, but doesn't have to.
I think people are trying to go for that more because they realize there's such a wide variety of players that having something that can be basic but then add into the complication allows to itch multiple people's backs, you know?
I'm fine and would even encourage optional complexity if you can make it work.
If it can balance without stressing out anybody.
That's what I'm saying. And I've mentioned this in a few videos, when the more people you start trying to please, your quality's just kind of gonna start sinking, because you can't make everybody happy. You can't make everybody happy, but you also have to take something out of the other pile to put in this pile for
absolutely
both people. So
I think it's one reason I enjoy getting paid to run Pathfinder, because it is what it is. It's tight, it's complicated, but you know, there is no like, I don't have to worry about pleasing X, Y, and Z. The rules are there and they're very straightforward. And that's for randos or like people. I mean, I'm starting to get to know these people really well, but you know, that's for the people I don't like run for on a regular basis personally. Like, I have a group of friends who we play and we'll try anything and everything. You know, like we've done Pirate Borg, we've done Cloudbreaker, we've done Cloudbreaker Alliance, I think it's called. We've done, oh man, what was the one we did Morkborg. We did man, we've done so many, it's ridiculous. I can't even like think of them all right now. Yeah, Grimwood. Grimwood system's pretty fun.
Like Ironbound and Plaguebound complexity.
Yeah,
Leave the role simple. Yep. Yeah, Plaguebound's Plaguebound / Ironbound. It's got a happy middle ground there. That 3-pool system keeps it really interesting, and you can stop and say, do I want to pull from that? You got to think about it a little bit, and the fact that that's also your defense, makes it.
By the way,
all
you're doing a
worse.
great job.
Well, thanks, man. Here's a mossy hole. I was trying to find. I don't know where I want to put it. If I put that there.
There's a squirrel hermit here.
Hey! I haven't seen him in a while.
What is that?
That's the squirrel hermit.
That's awesome. Hello, squirrel hermit.
Does that look kind of like it fell down, or?
More or less, yeah. Dan Good, we're using Dungeon Draft. Well, I should say, Scrat's using Dungeon Draft. So what I like to do, Dan, is I make my maps in Dungeon Draft, and then I put them into Photoshop, and I add a little bit more details to them usually, and then that's how I finish them up. You've played on my maps before, I believe. Oh no, the map you played on was from Dungeon Alchemist. Now that I think about it. Man, you're doing a good job. I don't even have to.
I told you it was gonna be easy tonight. It's just
chilling.
Yeah.
Making it look pretty, adding
Pretty
detail.
Yeah. Don't have to think too hard. These are the parts of the map streams I like. Just throwing random assets down.
Dungeon Alchemist is fun. I mean, they all work with Foundry.
Is that the 3D one?
It can go 3D, yeah.
If what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I really need to reach out to Tailspire and be like, hey guys, I have a channel. It's TTRPG related. Don't you want to give me a license, a key to use your thing and promote it?
Which one was Tailspire?
I think it's Tailspire. That's another 3D VTT thing. It looks pretty cool. I don't know how well it actually works, but
Was that the one that we tested?
no, that was
Oh, yeah. Yep.
RPG Stories. That's what that was called.
I thought it was a cool tool, but as I said through the board, I need something that's fast, and that it took me so long to build something simple. I couldn't.
It's an investment. It's a time investment. It's a learning curve, and then it's an investment for the other players too, because they have to buy that license and everything. So they're asking, and this is why it's not working too well for them. It's a tall order to get people into that. So. That's why I don't think they're doing so hot, but it works well if you can.
The idea is really cool.
Yeah, and I enjoyed just building junk in it. It's like I know I'm not going to use this, but it's super fun. It's just like a more detailed version of The Sims, just building stuff in there and doing a little modeling. It was
a little clunky for what I needed,
mm-hmm.
but I definitely think it's cool. For somebody who runs a ton of games, though, I don't have a lot of time to play around with that stuff, so that's why I like Dungeon Draft.
Yeah, none of your players, they'd all have to buy their individual licenses too, so
correct.
Ain't nobody gonna do that. So.
Exactly. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got money for that.
Yeah, it's true, especially this day and age.
What's that mushrooms growing out of there?
Yummy mushrooms. We should make a color table. So when we turn this into a one-shot that we publish, because that's the next step, right?
What? A one-shot?
Yeah, then we'll publish it using this map. And we'll make a roll table, or make a table of the mushrooms. Like what colors do what, so people can eat them.
Okay, now I gotta find this map. Hang on. I like sneaking little things like this in.
What do you got?
Well, I gotta see if I can find the file. Lamont's Waters. I think that's it.
Chase Ordonis. Welcome. How you doing, buddy?
Alright, I did find it. Yay! Alright. So, how do I... Okay, this one didn't pop up for some reason like the other one did.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Wait, remember last time I opened up another dungeon draft, it just showed up for some reason.
Oh, what are you making, Chase? What kind of map are you making?
Alright, check this out. So this was when we did our mushroom campaign. This was their opening map where they started off. There was a ceremony and everything going on down here. But I had this little bit of foreshadowing on the map they totally missed. So, I mean, I don't know how they would have noticed. But, so there's 5 different mushroom colors there. That was them. Like the purple one was Ko, and I think this one was Candle Flame and all that. So it was their respective colors, and then these bones, because they had to go kill a bunch of dragons in that campaign. So this was a little, hey, here's what you're in store for.
That's cool.
I like dropping little things in there like that. It's fun.
That's awesome. That's a cool map.
Yeah, it was a pretty little map. Glee made a lot of fun lore for those mushroom guys.
I love that you guys work together. That's fantastic. All right, so we got some stuff here.
Yeah.
Maybe all the mushrooms have benefit, but all of them are...
Give you a curse.
Yeah.
Overlapping and synergizing.
Yep. Sneak in some education about skeletal systems. Make the players learn while they're clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be something my wife would do with the kids. She loves using tabletop RPG for education. It's actually a good idea.
A busy railway planet. Sci-fi
Adam,
for
I'll have to
Lancer.
get you my email. What, Chase, what are you using for sci-fi maps? Out of curiosity. I've played around with some. I can't quite find what I like. I mean, my problem is that some of my stuff is published, so I have to buy licenses and commercial license for art and stuff like that. Tales from elsewhere. What's happening, buddy?
Hey-o. It's Cowboy Man.
I'm not wearing my cowboy hat. Should go get it.
Big mushroom. I got these little dudes.
I can... Chris, if you're still playing, I have the ability to stack the deck. Oh, that's funny. I would love a delicious in dungeon or just a cooking themed campaign. I think that would be a lot of fun. Kind of like
the cooking stuff we thought of during the Planar Crossroads chat, I guess last year or whenever it was we did it. Those were some fun ideas, playing as food. I think my BBEG was the barbecue smoke monster.
Delicious in dungeon, great inspiration.
Last year, yeah, man, that's been
Time
hanging out with
flies.
you losers for too long. Can't keep
Losers!
up with it.
Adam is not a loser. Ryan Walter says, "Ah!"
He always does. He's good like that.
Dan, where are your friends? Now, so let's talk about crafting in games, right?
Crafting,
And
like
well,
making items, or
yeah. I like to do challenge events with crafting. So like, I'm the first to tell you, crafting in Pathfinder sucks. Like, it's 1,000 times better than 5th edition, but it's the mechanics themselves it's clunky, and there's no real reason for somebody to craft unless they're in like a survival situation, right? But if you were to run a campaign that was based off of like crafting, cooking, and stuff like that, you could easily do it in a rules light system with challenge events and stuff like that. And like, what is your goal? Then you have to go out and harvest. Like, what is your goal to cook or craft? Go out and harvest, come back, do it. And so like, there's a whole scenario around it. And I think that could be a lot of fun.
So if we ever get the Nuts campaign going, Glee's character, she wants to, her character is going to be like a big cook. She wants them to make. She's gonna pick the item eater skill, which is based off fantasy using scrolls. This item that does something cool and burns up unused, but hers is gonna be, she's gonna cook sweets and stuff, and that's what they do. So she's wanting to have to find the materials and whatnot. Crafting in most systems is clunky. Third-party things can be good, though. Combining different TTRPGs that excel at certain things also is nice. Just snatch a little of this and a little of that, make something that works with the party. I don't guess I've had any experience with the crafting. Like, in our first campaign, they rescued a potion maker, and he hung out at their base, which was a tavern. They made a room for him, but it was just in between adventures. They'd show up, roll some dice, and get just potions with weird random effects. So can't really call that crafting.
Very interesting. It's So you've never had to deal with the crafting that much, huh?
No. Never had a. I don't know what I'd do.
Oh.
I mean, like, I've worked with it in nuts, obviously, because that's one of the skills. But like, I think that's a little different.
Oh, you know what? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. You did lag a little bit there for a second, but it's fine.
Yeah, that's because I have a guy in Australia hooking up to one of my servers, and I realized that it's you and I being hooked up, and then him and I being hooked up. I realize what's going on.
Ah.
Chris, I'm gonna have to shut it down because it's messing up the stream.
Yes, Adam, it is Donkey Kong Country. That's usually what I have going on in these streams. It's just easy pick, good tunes.
Yeah, I mean, Tails, you're right. At the end of the day, both are good, right?
Others make crafting a gameplay system that requires zooming in. Both are valid. Yeah. So, like, when you first started talking about crafting, I thought we were going to start complaining about video games stuffing crafting into everything when it doesn't need to be.
We could. So, what is going on behind my head? Is there something behind my camera on the stream?
No.
Or is that my?
Wait, what you seeing?
There's something that, like, I'm overlaying something. It's not a big deal. I just realized, I'm like, where's at the top of my image? Yeah. The swamp's coming around nicely. It's funny. I was gonna have you like paint some different colored dirts in there, but with all the extra stuff you're adding, I don't think it's gonna be necessary. Yeah, it almost does look like a barcode, right? Okay, so I'm not losing my mind.
I guess I'm not saying it. What are we? Oh, you know what? Why is this?
What do you see?
Oh, I'm looking at OBS and like, I wonder how long it's been like that. Dungeon Draft wasn't fully fitting on it.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I can't see what you're working with.
Yeah, I don't know when it got like that, or if it's always been like that the whole stream.
Well, I might be mixing up streams at this point. Man, the mushrooms are looking great. I almost want to put like a mossy rock. Like, oh, I'm clicking on the screen to show you where.
Well, I got some mossy rocks over there.
No, I meant like a couple little ones in between the branches. Adam. They do try to cram crafting into everything. Has anybody tried that new Kingdom
Kingdom Come Deliverance or whatever?
Yeah.
Nah.
Me either, but people are going crazy about it. Last I checked, it was getting let's see. It was Steam activity was really high in the charts.
Gonna be like Pal World and have 3 million users or whatever for a day.
Did Pal Worlds get that?
I forgot. Pal World, I think it hit 1 million or something. It was really high, and then it just tanked pretty fast.
So, Chase, I add animated elements in Foundry. So I'll take this map here, and then I'll put it in a Foundry, and I'll add in animated elements. Sometimes I'll even add like clickable spots for players. You know, like you can turn a light on and off and things like that. So Foundry can be really complicatedly awesome, but it also can be, it's a lot to set up, and when you're running a lot of games, you know, that Pokemon or Nintendo used Pal World, so they use Roll20 and add them by dragging them in. You understand?
Well,
Yeah,
they're trying to sue. I don't know how well it's actually working for them because
I thought it already failed.
Well, so when Pal World hit, everybody was like, "Oh, they're stealing designs and everything," which they did. Like, right? They just absolutely copied some designs, but like you can't prove that. No matter how obvious it is, like it's like, oh, you know, I have this creative differences or whatever that's called. So they couldn't sue them for that. So Nintendo completely ignored that. Let all the YouTubers have their field day, and Pal World got all their free publicity. And then Nintendo was like, okay, we're going to patent the idea of capturing creatures and throwing spheres to do so. That was the patent: throwing spheres to capture and train creatures. That's what they're in court over right now.
Well, how come they didn't go after Temtem?
That's the thing. It's like, okay, everybody's flipping their lid. Like, well, if they get away with this, then all these other games are in trouble. And it's me personally.
There's a lot of them out there that do it.
Yeah, I was like, me personally, I don't think Nintendo gives a crap that there are all these other games. What they are mad about is that they so blatantly copied so many designs, and they were like, well, we can't sue for that. But here's a way we can. So
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think that's the goal. I don't know, because
mean,
if they could have patented this, they would have done it.
Did you play Pal World?
Oh yeah, I have it. I got some hours. It's fun.
Have fun. It's cool.
Very fun.
Yeah.
I have absolutely zero expectations for them to actually finish it, and it has nothing to do with a Nintendo lawsuit. That's just that company has a horrific track record.
Oh, they're terrible.
Yeah. So.
Absolutely. Well, they've already made a ton of money off of it, so what do they care?
I'm surprised it's gotten the updates it has.
I'm in agreement with you, because at first I wasn't even going to play it because I was like, well. You're right, Tails. I knew a guy who was working on a Pokemon 5th edition, and he was doing it really, really well. And he wasn't selling any of it. It was all free. I won't say that on the stream, but he got a a cease and desist order from Nintendo.
Nintendo sucks.
Yeah.
Like they're very protective of their stuff.
I mean, I get it, right? But I also at the same point I'm like, they should have just embraced the dude and said, from the rumors too, he also got a message from Wizards of the Coast.
Mm.
Your next session, was Gleeful playing?
An hour before my next session, so I'm chilling here. I guess. I don't know. Are you still in your conference thing? I thought that was just a couple hours.
Digimon is better than Pokemon.
She's been in some conference thingy all day today.
Oh, good for her.
Trying to get educated or something.
I like Aldemon. Oh, them dang Aussies.
Run everything. Alright, we gotta...
It goes till 2 a.m.
Oh.
Awesome. What are you trying to do?
I just had to shift some layers there.
Yeah, playing with the layers.
Get the mushroom bacon on top.
So who in chat wants to play in this game, on this map? Maybe I should make up a one shot, right? What do you think, Scrat?
I think you should, and then give me half of whatever you make when you charge people.
You know what's funny? I was gonna say you were gonna foot the bill for everybody.
Oh, no. I'm a, what's Pokimane say? I'm a broke boy. Isn't that how she says it? Or did you miss that whole bit?
I missed it.
Pokimane, that's some streamer girl.
I don't even know who that is. I'm so bad.
I don't know what she does or why she's popular, but she came out. You know how when people get famous and popular, they just come out with random products with their name on it.
Oh, okay.
So she came out with some line of healthy cookies or something like that, and they were ridiculously overpriced, and she was on stream talking about it, and she just told everybody, you know, people were talking about how too expensive they were, and she was like, well, if you're just a broke boy, say so. So that became a meme, and she caught a lot of flack for that, obviously. E-girls aren't real, they can't hurt you.
Hey, Squirrel, thanks for hanging, man. Have a good night.
Alright, Squirrel Hermit. He's
Isn't
off
Skinny
to the
Minis
tree.
working on a beast capturing supplement? I know Heliana's did one that was really good.
So look, I'll throw it out there. Turn the heater down a little bit. I don't know why, but I started it and then got too carried away. I did start working on a monster catcher thing for nuts.
Did you?
An add-on, yeah.
Oh, where you catch them and then you harvest them and use their parts, kind of thing?
I was leaning more. It started off. It was going to be more Pokemon, like you have several of them.
Don't use spheres.
Yeah, well, but now I'm kind of leaning more towards you get one, like you bond with one.
Okay, Digimon.
Yeah,
That's
more
it,
the
yeah.
Digimon approach, but I want to fuse...
Peter, Rockman, you have a wonderful night.
Aw,
Enjoy
see you later,
feeding
man.
everybody's cats.
I was gonna fuse it with the idea of the Neolithic thing we were talking about one time, where you're in the Stone Age, and there's crashed alien ships, basically, and all the cavemen think that's magic and ancient people and all that stuff, but it's alien ships, and they brought alien creatures with them, which are the Pokemon, and they have some of the capture devices that you're using to do the thing. So.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Glee, for holding down the fort. Grimwood, I did see the email. I got an email from Steve Jackson about it today. I haven't read through it. I just saw the headline. Steve Jackson bought out Possum Creek.
Who's buying creeks? What?
Steve Jackson's the one the guys who made GURPS, I believe. They made Munchkin.
I know Munchkin. I haven't played it, but I know what it is.
They merged or bought, I think it was, Possum Creek. I gotta look at the email. Steve Jackson Games revealed that Possum Creek has joined their company as an imprint. Possum Creek is a tabletop RPG publisher best known for Wander Home, an indie RPG designed by Jay Dragon. Yep. No, I know that Munchkin. Have you ever played Munchkin before?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's actually, it is a lot of fun.
That's just like
It's a card game.
silly card, random.
Yeah. You build up your character with cards.
One
Yeah,
of
me
those,
too, Kid Chase. I have Wander Home. I actually have the PDF for Wander Home.
One of those party games you just whoop out to be silly, right?
I mean, some guys get really into it. You know what we did? We built our characters using the system, and then we actually played them using Open Legend RPG afterwards. It was really cool. So we did like a little one shot with them. So it's kind of fun to have the cards build your deck, and then Scrat, you definitely enjoy it. Your wife has spoken.
She's played it. She brought it when I moved her down here. She brought it with her.
Is she more nerdy than you? I mean, I'm getting these vibes like maybe she's made you more nerdy.
She got me into tabletops. She's the reason I discovered. Well, I knew they existed. I just never had anything to do with them and didn't really know anything about them. But she dragged me,
that woman.
She dragged me into joining one. She probably regrets it because now that's all I do.
It's usually how that works, right?
It's like, hey, Glee, you remember how you got me into tabletops? Yeah, I'm gonna quit my job and start a YouTube channel. See you later. So.
we are nerdy in different ways.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
She had the biggest difference is she not exposed to it, but she had people around her that were into that, and she was able to find social spheres with that, whereas I was in the middle of nowhere, and the only thing people knew about out here was mudding and hunting, and I had no interest in either one, so just kind of sit in my room and do my own thing.
Mm-hmm. She grew up super sheltered.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, it's kind of true. I played some video games, but in college is when I started dabbling in Magic and tabletop.
Now there's hunting to do in TTRPGs.
Amen, brother.
Right. And I wish I would have gotten exposed to like an older group that was kind of like Peter's age, I guess.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know.
Old man Peter.
I'm assuming his age. But kind of somebody like Professor Dungeon Master's group. If somebody like that, or GM Scotty, if I could have got sucked up into that, man, that would have been great.
My biological father, I remember he wargamed World War II games with all of his buddies, and I just remember. First of all, I can smell the plastic models. And he also had
the lead
models, and I can smell them. I can smell the glue. I can feel that, right? And he had and he painted them too. So he had these walls of World War II minis. And then in the barn, he had this sandbox that was up high enough that you could stand at. So, and they built epic battles in these sandboxes. And and that was my first dabble in the tabletop, and I loved it. I'd just sit on a bar stool in his garage. He had this whole room with a heated room where him and his buddies brought their armies, and they battled each other and rolling dice and measuring and stuff like that. And that was my first ever exposure. Then of course he started taking me to the game stores and stuff like that. And welcome back, Dan Good. And I really enjoyed seeing all of that, and it turned into I chased wargaming a little bit, but I didn't like the cost.
There is that.
And I don't know what rule sets he was using for World War II, so I've always enjoyed World War II. It's actually World War II and then Western are my two highest thing. I really love both of those, and I love diesel punk World War II stuff and things like that. But so I was exposed early, but I never really, and I've always wanted to do it, but I grew up in a household that was Magic is bad, D&D is bad, and stuff like that. So
that was big in 90s and early 2000s. Yeah.
And so I wasn't allowed to, but little did I know, my buddies and I were pretty much already playing it. We had our Legos and we were role playing, building Legos and with our guys and stuff like that, and now that I do it all the time. And it's funny, I've been doing it for so long, but I didn't actually crack a book till I've cracked a lot of books. I didn't crack a tabletop RPG book until, what year was that? 2008, 2009, somewhere's in there. And then I was a bit overwhelmed because I dove into 3.5. But it's pretty awesome. Let's see. Yeah, I don't even know what rule set they're using. I've always tried to look it up, and I can't figure out for the World War II wargaming stuff. But I remember the books too. They must have printed it all out because it was all in 3-ring binders and there was now I would probably never play it because it was charts and charts, and so pretty much it was Warhammer, but like every gun had its own stats and every tank has its own build. Like you go back to World War II and like there's so many variations of tanks, and they tried to build and be specific to the genre, and it was really unique, and I don't know.
It was a good time.
Let's see. My first intro to tabletop RPGs was a Pathfinder one-shot with my housemates 7-ish years ago. Then didn't play again until I moved in with Scrat. It is a good bonding activity, right? It'll teach you a lot about people. Chris, that's my goal. I want to introduce people, especially families and children, to tabletop now, and that's what I do at the local library quite often. I absolutely love running for the kiddos at the local library. It's such a good time, and I love seeing like families take it and kids run, play with it. It's a good time. What if you did under the water? What's it look like?
The boat? Oh, or
No.
the ripples.
Oh, I'm way behind you.
Yeah,
sorry.
you are, but it is good. It does. That does look kind of nice. A little faint though.
Can you double tap it and make it a little thicker?
Could. But I think I'll leave it how I have it.
Remember,
Works.
it's a rule in zombie survival. Double tap.
Get him.
What was that? Zombie Land?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that in so long. I'm not a big zombie guy, to be honest with you.
I did not care for that movie. I
No?
know I'm gonna make some people in the chat angry, but it was not funny to me.
Did you watch, what was it, Warm Hearts? What
Oh,
was the one?
the zombie romance
Yeah.
comedy.
Yeah.
That was awful, but it had.
It was
its
awful
moments.
because,
It's-
right.
It's like,
That's
hey,
the
you
thing.
tried. I'll give you that. It was new.
It was a unique take, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of zombie movies. I'm just not a big horror guy. So yeah, no, I thought so. The top of my camera on your stream is catching your chest.
My chat. Oh, I see it. Oh, that's right, because I'm just clipping you on
Okay, that's cool. I don't care. I just thought it was funny. I was like, I'm not losing my mind.
Oh, it is. Because remember, I just have like the whole thing that I'm
You're fine.
trimming.
You can leave it the way it is.
There you
I
go.
just wanted to make sure I wasn't losing my mind.
I got you all straightened out.
Ghosts. What about ghosts, Gleeful? Should we put some ghosts in this game?
They had a ghostly bartender in their first campaign.
What do you mean by ghostly? Like it would ghost them, or like actual Zaxxania? What's happening?
Yeah, he was a legitimate ghost. He couldn't move on
Legitimate.
because the tavern wasn't being taken care of or whatever. But I didn't make him. It was part of a module. That was that campaign where I started off with a module and then tossed it out 2 sessions in. but they got the ghost. An outhouse.
No,
that's right. We were
We
gonna
talked
make
about it like
one.
3
Yep.
times.
Yep. Yeah, we were gonna make a puddle under it. That's right.
Yeah,
We're
you were
supposed
gonna
to
have
do
the
that.
puddle running out back into the water.
Alright, so
Do we both just make? Yeah,
We did.
sounds. Yep, that was good. Yep, there it is.
So we can have it. Do we want it to,
Zaxxania, thanks for popping in and hanging out.
do we want it to be a big outhouse or like a little outhouse?
So, I mean, what's your scale like? You doing 5-foot squares?
Yeah.
So that's a 10 by 10 room essentially.
Yeah, that's a big outhouse.
I mean, doing 5 by 5 is hard though.
It is. That's the thing. Like
Just doesn't
scale
work.
doesn't really work on these maps.
I mean, I'm pretty strict about scale, but
Yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, does it actually work? Like
no.
this is
never.
a 5-foot wide door, man. That's huge.
You are correct. That's a 5-foot poop hole.
You can actually
Chris-
fall in for real.
Chris, we call them 5 freedom units, by the way.
That's right.
Here in America.
Like you can have the double pooper and poop with friends.
Poop with friends. Nothing better than that, right?
It's the best.
No, it's gross. Unless you're a woman, for whatever reason, they love going to the bathroom together.
I don't think that's what they do together. I hate to bust your bubble, but
I think they're just. I thought they were both in there, all just.
no. Also, I just realized, it didn't save my color.
Honestly, Whispering Wisp, I love Hexagon. Absolutely love Hexagon.
The only time I've got to use it is, I think it was at Fathom game, but I, in theory, love it and would rather use it than squares.
Yeah.
But you can't. So here's the thing. I'm not going to say you can't. That was wrong. I remember trying to get hex grid set up in here in Dungeon Draft, and then I was trying to look for map examples, interiors that were hex grid. I couldn't find a single one. They were all exterior.
They don't typically do interior with hex.
Do they not work? Or?
I mean, when you think of a building house, everything's so square.
Yeah.
But like open maps, hexes are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like hexes in buildings too, but they can be a little finicky. That's a 3 freedom unit hole. Yeah, it's
This is unfortunate. You know what we could do? All right. So unless I can find the exact same color again.
Use the paint dropper, right?
Well, it's got the texture under. It's the problem.
Oh.
Oops. So, do you click and hold? What's going on here?
The mud golem.
See,
It doesn't seem to be working for you. Oh,
but I was going to say, we could make this one intentionally darker or something because that's what they're pooping into.
You should. We should. Absolutely, yes.
Just slightly more brown or something.
Yeah. Put a little bit more. Yeah. There's a mud golem who lives in that hole. And he's made out of your feces.
All right. How do we... Where's brown? I can never find browns.
Brown? Brown go down. Right there. Oh. Brown's in the red-orange region.
That's so gross.
What's gross?
Oh,
I don't see it.
Yeah.
That's gross.
That's a lot.
I can smell that picture. That gross right there. Oh, hurry up. You ever work in sewer stuff before?
Worked in what? Sewer stuff?
Sewer?
Not really.
I was doing a plumbing apprentice job, and we were underneath a dorm building at a local college, and there was a clogged pipe, and so we're working with, I want to say it was 6 or 4 inch, I think it was 6-inch cast iron, and we found where the block was, and so we got this cool tool that's used to like strategically break the cast iron pipe, and we're working it, dude, and it burst. Hair, poop just starts spraying everywhere. Dude, it was disgusting.
Gross.
And it just like once it gets on you, like that smells on you for like days. Like it doesn't matter how many showers you take.
I tell you what, not stink or smell, but something that gets on you and stays on you, and just like one little drop will cover your entire body, is fifth wheel grease from the tractor trailers.
Oh, yeah.
Golly, you get one little dab of that on your finger, and then you try and rub it off, your whole hand is covered in that junk. Oh, they used to make me so mad.
Yes, there is layer isolation, Whispering Wisp. I use it all the time. I'll even do like roofs and treetops, and then I'll put them in the maps and actually have it where it's like you're walking underneath the trees and the rooftops and stuff like that. It's really cool. I think that's what you're asking.
Either that, or if he's just talking about regular layers, but I think he would have saw that. Like, you got these layers right here. But yes, a lot you can.
The
this
water
is very
layer
nice for
finicky though.
Yeah, exporting to virtual tabletops. Because what is that? Universal VTT file. Yeah.
I don't do that.
And what do you just do the?
I just export and build it all in the system myself.
Oh really, dude? I love that VTT file because it brings in your walls.
I like putting my wall. I always feel like I gotta go back and edit a bunch of it anyway, so I just do it myself.
Really?
Yeah. Now it's probably gotten better. I haven't used it in probably like a year or two.
I haven't had any problems with it. It's good. I just do like basic walls and doors though, you know. So if I want to lock some or make the hidden doors, you have to do that. But
Yeah, for sure.
and technically, you can put light sources in here. I never do that though.
I've done it.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked.
It works, but it was like I had to, like you were saying with the walls, I had to adjust them all when I did it. So. There's really bad detail in the military. Had to wear a hazmat suit and unclog a large drain. Oh, you already said that, didn't you? I'm rereading.
You're good. When's the last time you drank water?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'll drink some as I look at this poo water on the map.
Poo water. So is that the color you're going for?
I guess I'm not really sure what to do.
Dave,
It's
feel
just-
better, buddy.
See, Dave, it's darker and it's not like, I mean, it's pretty noticeable, but it doesn't super stand out.
I feel like you should put extra mushrooms around that
That's
area.
what I was thinking.
Just fill it in with
Now,
like,
okay, now see, that's the question. Mushrooms feed off of dead things.
and
Waste-
manure, right?
Mm,
I'm asking. I don't know.
Well, now that you say that the shrooms that people get high off grow off cow poop.
Correct.
But do all mushrooms grow off poop?
I mean, I can tell you right now, I got a pile of horse manure, and the mushrooms are always growing in there.
All right, well, I guess they grow off.
But human poop's different, right?
It's really different in a cursed swamp.
Are we overanalyzing? Okay.
This is gonna be that weird GM search history.
Do mushrooms grow?
Glee says
on
mushrooms break down
human poop?
organic matter. Well, is poop organic matter? So when I think organic matter, I think something living or once was living.
Yeah, it's because we eat meat, because our poop's actually closer to like a dog's in a way than horses, and
Morels will grow on rotting mud. Morels are supposed to be the good mushrooms.
snails eat poop. That's what I thought snails eat poop. I was gonna say we should put some like snail shells. If you got, do you have the snail shells? Do like giant ones to represent possibly a giant
I say
snail?
I got this little dude I put here on the log. We can make him big.
Do you have any just the snail? Oh, is it slugs or snails, or is it both?
Matter
What?
composed of organic compounds that have come from the feces and remains of organisms such as plants and animals.
Skunks eat slugs. I love skunks. They're so cute.
Curse of the flail snail.
Curse of the flail snail. Yeah. The snail eats you. He goes after your backside first.
Are the mushrooms gonna have lost all their color over here?
They're
They're
just
white.
drained. They're all white mushrooms.
They're all brown mushrooms.
We don't eat those mushrooms. We leave them ones alone. Them ones always make people do funny things. Sometimes they gonna eat slugs.
What's a color I haven't used? Oh, we can make them piss yellow. That's just fantastic.
That's gross.
I haven't used that color yet.
You have it. It works. Vibrant warning not to eat those ones, eh?
Put white flowers into dyed water. You can change the color. What? Yeah,
It
that's what they
sucks it
do
up.
with the little bouquets you get at the store. It's always so pretty.
Would be the same for the mushrooms. Or could be the same. I don't know if that is the same though. No. How to dye mushrooms.
What a stream. Is this a chance to? I guess what's the flail snail?
And I'm gonna have to look this up because I'm actually not sure.
Damn
Oh,
shit,
yeah,
back to
yeah.
mushrooms.
Alright, I remember the flail snail.
It's ringing a bell, but
Yeah, it's from the Forgotten Realms, technically. So D&D. Earth-based creatures that were highly sought out by hunters due to the fact that they produced A number of valuable resources, their body parts, and colorful shells could be used to produce several protective magical items. Flail Snail. In 5th edition, they were challenge rating 3, size large. In
That's a big
1st
snail.
edition, they were large, and then in 4E, they didn't have size. Looks like they have dark vision, tremor sense. Let's see. Flail snails had between 4 and 6 tentacles, typically 5, that were kept in constant motion, swaying slowly if the creature was calm or fast if it was agitated. They possess very colorful shells that had anti-magic properties. That's cool.
So it's like Crystal Snail from Mega Man X2. That's what I'm hearing.
I have no idea. Oh no. Did I freeze?
No. No, you're still moving.
Oh, there it goes. That was weird. The computer's acting up. I think most creatures are underutilized. Whispering Wisp. I think that's the oversimplification of 5th edition, but making it so complicated to run. You know what I mean? Like there's such a fine, like it's simple and complicated, but it doesn't do it well. Could be a really fun way to include the traditional 4 humors. Mushroom colors indicate what problems you might have. Mushrooms. You should make the one, like, as they go away from, make brown ones.
Yeah.
No, actually, really, I like what you're doing, actually. That's cool.
Yeah, I realized I should make these a different shape than what we've been using. They're extra special.
Yeah, extra special.
We do have something growing off of here, so I wonder if I should delete.
So do you have any, like, so for nuts, do you have any plans to make, like, big monster mechanics or, like, monster layer mechanics? Or, not that to be written, but if somebody was to write one, a good way to keep it simple in the system. Do you have any suggestions?
Well, what do you mean by, like, big monster mechanics and stuff?
Like, you know how a lot of games have like a monster layer mechanic, or they have legendary actions.
I know what a legendary action is.
Do you just write those in as something that they do in there for flavor?
So, my hot take on legendary actions.
Let's hear it.
Is that the crap? That is a band-aid fix, is what we call in the professional world. Because the players are entirely too strong, so it's just a no you card you can throw down, like legendary resistances or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I think if you have to give, if you've gotten into the territory where you have to give these creatures super special abilities like that just completely trump everything a player does, you've messed up. Like, you have overtuned your players. So,
or underprepared your battle.
Or that.
Well, the thing that's why they did it in 5th edition.
So, but my only experience with that is 5th edition, is the legendary actions. I never used them because I thought it was stupid. I saw some of them, I looked at them, and I was just like, it also just kind of seems like, I don't know how to word this, an excuse to do what you want or whatever. It's like you should already be allowed to do that. But because you have set this up at such a GM or a player versus GM manner, like, this is your excuse to do it because no player lets you do it unless you say, I have a legendary action. Even though,
was it your stream I was talking about that, or the stream last week with Michelle? I think it was with Michelle. I was going off about how a lot of these newer systems are getting away from that.
Yeah, that was your stream.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I was talking about index card.
Mm-hmm.
And they really want to encourage you. Where did I put that book? Oh, it's in the book bag over there. They want to encourage you to just collaboratively storytell, which I love. TriCube Tales feels the same way. Like, you're not there to beat your player down. Yeah. Actually, with TriCube Tales, if I remember correctly, I don't roll much, if at all, right?
You don't do any rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like nuts in that regard. And that's, I don't remember if I said this in your stream or not. I said it somewhere recently. I like to pick on 5e and gripe and fuss about it and say it's the worst thing in the world. But really, my actual beef with it is that they package and sell it as one thing, and it's something else entirely. It's like if you sold it as what it actually was, I wouldn't have anything bad to say about it. Like if you packaged it up and said, this is player versus GM, compete against each other. This is not a collaborative storytelling game. You're supposed to find loopholes in the spell descriptions. You're supposed to break the rules and all that stuff. Like, if they sold it like that, I'd be like, well, yeah, that's what it is. So I just don't play it.
I think they're at a point though where they don't know what they're selling it as.
Well, they're trying to sell it
to
right? They're trying to sell it to everybody. That's all it is.
Stick with something.
And that goes back to what I said earlier about trying to make everybody happy, and you just end up pissing everybody off. So those ugly mushrooms. Really fun way to include the traditional 4 humors. Mushroom colors indicate what problems you might have. Did you already go through this?
I did read that one. I didn't read the next one.
Why utilize the entire bestiary when you can recycle the same trash mobs over and over? 5e, so probably both. I think a big problem with it is also that it's good enough.
I mean, that's what most players tell me.
Originally dungeon crawl, so yeah, player versus GM.
See, so did you watch our Shadows in Achaia stream?
No.
Okay. That was a dungeon crawl, but done the way I like to do it, like heavy RP and stuff like that. So I wanted to showcase the way I think a dungeon crawl should be done. I mean, so Chris, you played in my Abomination Vaults, which is a mega dungeon, but how? Because that's the way it's designed, right? But I tried to make that as collaborative storytelling as I could. It was definitely a lot of work. Like I had to add some NPCs and some other little challenges, but absolutely, D&D and even Pathfinder is designed to be that player versus GM mentality. And I try to say, yeah, Zaxania, thank you. When I do my session zeros with players, I try to be very clear that I'm not playing a game to be player versus GM. I'm playing this game to collaboratively storytell and give you guys challenges to watch you overcome and build an awesome story together with. Vampire the Masquerade, Zaxania, yeah.
And see, here's the thing. This is what I was talking about, packaging it the right way. Like, I can totally understand how it would be fun. Like, okay, this thing called the GM's going to come up with all these creatures. He's going to pull from the toolbox. He's not going to make anything up. He's just going to pull from the toolbox, try and balance this out, use all these monster cards or whatever, monster stat blocks and all this. And then these players are going to try and
overcome the challenge.
Overcome that. It's like, I can see how people would enjoy that. But when you open up the manual and it says D&D is a collaborative storytelling experience, like,
no, I agree.
You kind of expect that going in.
Yep. Yeah, and that's why I try to be very upfront with my people who come to my tables. It's like, I'm not here to fight you. I'm here to work with you. So, as a college student, beating the monsters was all we needed. But as an adult playing now, my needs have changed. Mm-hmm. And at Zaxania, I've definitely seen a wide variety of players. I have some players that really prefer to just go beat stuff and punch their faces. And then I have some, it's interesting. I have older gentlemen, let's say like 50 to 60, that have told me personally that they never really role played and they want to try it. And that's why they've come to me. And then once they've broken out of that shell, they're like, oh my gosh, there's a whole nother side of tabletop that is fun and just as challenging, and gets their heart racing when you get into those moments where you're in character and you're really getting into those deep conversations and stuff like that. But don't get me wrong, combat is still fun. Like, who doesn't like beating things up, right? So finding that balance is definitely. What are you laughing about?
You'll see it on the stream in a minute. You're gonna have some yellow ripples coming out from behind.
Which is like dripping down.
Oh gosh, that's gross. Look at that.
Let's see. Yeah, Abomination Vaults was an amazing collab. It could have never been a slog of straight down the guts. The problem is people run it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
wanted
then-
people
and
writing
this
letters
is-
home.
That's kind of my thing too. Is like it's like, oh, I just want to go in the dungeon and kill bad guys and loot. It's like, okay, I can understand that, but at the same time, it's like, play a video game. Like they're made for that kind of thing. And I think I've brought this up before. I have noticed a huge overlap between roguelite players and 5e fans. There's a huge overlap there.
I wonder why.
Well, because it's just abusing mechanics. Like that's.
I definitely try to discourage min-maxing at my table.
Yeah.
Like, no, please build the character you want to play, not what you think would be best to play. Because I'm telling you right now, you're not going to have as much fun at my table because I don't balance everything that way. Well, I mean, Chris, we got stuck in that, 3-session long combat because we kept aggroing more and more. And that definitely at the end of that, we were all like, okay, let's roleplay for a session or two, please.
So that's about all we did, and oh, Dave left already. The last Plaguebound session, we almost had some combat, but we ended up not doing anything. It was just all adventuring, I guess you could say, or role playing.
What's really funny is a lot of times players will message me after the game and thank me or call something out or just talk about something, right? I almost always get positive feedback when we have a session with no combat, and it's like heavy RP, going through like a serious moment with a little tension. Like those can be so much fun.
I agree. We'll see if I still feel that way after this campaign. This is my first time getting to be a player in a campaign.
Yeah, I should go watch it. I haven't had a chance.
I didn't do
Somehow being
much
busy.
last time.
No, just
I
sat
was
there and
just
chilled.
kind of there. My character's kind of an idiot. He's not the brightest. But yeah, no. What's her name? The legally not an owlbear player they did a lot of. They were the star of the show last time, and then the time before that, our rascally rogue character did a lot of the talking. So I wonder if
It's
that means
also-
I'm up next time.
It's also a different beast when you're streaming.
That too.
You know, that's something else to consider because even for me, I GM different when I'm streaming. I have that time pressure. I'm a little bit more railroady when it comes to the streams because you got to push things through. I don't have time to play around. And
Yeah, if your stream actually has a time limit on it, you gotta.
yeah. So, you know, but I think that when I'm running games professionally for people not streaming, that I tend to just let them have the floor as much as they need or want it. And then I try to wait either for that moment of silence where everybody's kind of finished up what they're doing, and then we go forward. Obviously, unless there's NPCs involved. Chris has slapped a couple of my NPCs before.
Whoa. A fellow connoisseur of playing idiot characters. Well, he's it's not so much, and I'm still trying to figure this out. And I actually want my next video is going to be about getting to know your character, but I'm still trying to figure out how dumb he actually is. But mostly he's more akin to, I guess, Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. He can be smart. He's just totally oblivious to sarcasm and idioms. Very, I think, pragmatic is the word. Takes everything literally. So, but he does struggle with magic. He doesn't quite understand it. So our rogue has a vanish ability. He can just turn invisible. And he did that in the first session. So now my character thinks he's a ghost. And he's fine with that. He's like, well, you're a ghost. You disappeared. You're a ghost. So...
I wonder if my internet's giving out.
Playing a solo TTRPG as your character is fun. So I really want to. Whoa! Why did my? Oh, ha! I'm in two different places now. Jacob just dropped. Oh no. He said his internet was being weird, and then he left. Well, y'all get to see me high and low. Whoop, whoop. Look at that. I guess I'll slouch until he gets back. How about that? I get to be the pro GM and the squirrel. Oh, I got a message from him. I lost internet, I think. He did. Oh, he's back.
Hey!
I was in 2 places at once. It was crazy. But I was going to say, about the solo TTRPG thing, I really want to make Jacob play one on our stream. We're going to use the Tricube Tales solo deck and everything. Watch him do some rolls, work his way through it. I think it'll be fun.
He's both a squirrel and a pro GM. I love it. Yeah,
You sound like you're coming through a different mic. It's not bad, but... Oh, you know what it might be?
Nope. Looks like I'm still...
Since you left and came back, I wonder if you're doubling. That's what it is. Alright. You're good. You're good.
I was like, I didn't change anything.
No, it's just I had to mute you.
My internet just blipped. I wonder if we're getting some ice.
Ooh, ice. Nice ice, baby. Do we want to put a skeleton in the
I think we should. No, we should put a... Do you have shading? Do you have shadows? Do you know how to... Can you put a skeleton head, like a little one at the bottom of the hole of the toilet, and then like shade it over so you can barely see it?
I actually can research.
So I've never soloed TTRPG. I mean, I have in the sense of like, I'll sometimes run scenarios or moments that I want to have answers for, and I don't know which way they want them to go. Like so I had, NPCs reactions, and sometimes off game I'll think about like, oh man, you gotta think about how would they react, right? And so then I'll have like 2 dudes sitting at a table having a conversation, and I'll kind of like role play it out, roll some dice or whatever, right? But I've never actually like built a character for solo RPG and then ran it, because I don't quite understand, like, why don't I just sit down and write a story?
That's what I do.
Well, for real though, so help me out. Is there tables that you use? Like, how do you generate your challenges? I guess I would actually need to be taught how to do that.
So that's why I want to use a Tricube Tales thing, because it has some tables that you can go through, but it also has a poker deck essentially, and depending, you draw one out, and that dictates the type of challenge you kind of have to come up with in your mind. That relates to the Tricube Tales skills or archetypes, which are brawny, crafty, and agile. So you pull a card, it's one of those 3 challenges plus one of 3 difficulties, and then there's a couple of oddball cards in there, but you pull so many cards as you go through an adventure, and then at the end of the adventure you compare your win rate or whatever to the cards you lost, and that's whether you won the adventure that determines how the end result goes and stuff. I don't know. It's been a while since I've done it, but it was pretty neat.
Interesting. I would love to give this a try. I'll do it on stream too if you want to, like...
Yeah.
Wait, why is he... I meant in the toilet.
He's sitting on the toilet. And he's got mushrooms growing off of him.
So do drunk dudes come and pee on him?
Well, so do we have people coming through here regular, or is it going to be abandoned? How's this work?
That's up to you. Because abandoned's cool because that helps. I mean, it depends on the system.
Or it can look like it's normal people, but they're actually not there. And then when somebody goes, they fill up on drink and go out to the crapper to do their business, they find a skeleton, and they're like, and then they come back and they're like, guys, there's a skeleton in there, and then they realize.
I love that. Do you know how
everybody in the tavern's not really there, but the ale they drank was real.
That's hilarious. I like that. How I would probably use this guy is they'd go to the bathroom, and he would stand up, and he would be that guy, not attack them. He'd be like, "Oh, let me get out of your way," and then steps out, and he sits and waits for you to go potty, and then when you come out, he hands you your wiping towel.
Oh, Jesus. It's the butler.
It's the butler, yeah.
We're adults.
Bye, Glee. Have fun in your meeting with Australian time people.
Oh, you better not be late. I'll come back there and smack you.
Aren't you guys in the same house?
Yep.
Come back there and smack you.
Let's see, Chris. That reminds me. There's a joke. What does it Confucius say? Man who dropped watch in toilet has shitty time.
That's such a bad joke. So funny. Oh man. So there's so many cool little things you could do with this map. I definitely feel like we could fill it out a little bit more, but that's just me wanting to slam mushrooms and logs and make it all messy. A rotten boat.
Yeah. I keep getting.
But it's very usable as it is. Like that's my thing with these maps, right? Is they're never ending in a way.
You
like
can
you could
load them
always
up with detail.
it could also be like cleaning out like little spots, and you can make it certain spots sharper. Then you put them in a Photoshop, and you're like, it never ends in my opinion. Like I've never walked away from a map and been like, I'm fully satisfied. Like I always want to do a little bit more.
You walk away and say, that's good enough.
You know what though? Every time I have even simple maps or complicated maps, everybody's happy just to have a map, right? And they don't need to be over pretty. They just need to get the point
they don't
across.
see half the stuff you do, because you're like all zoomed in and
Yeah, exactly.
placing
Exactly.
everything.
Yeah. Well, you've seen me on stream.
Mm-hmm.
I
outhouse attendant.
I also, honestly though, sometimes just drawing like cubes and circles on a whiteboard, I miss that sometimes. You know, like letting other people's imaginations run with it. Well, there's a little circle for a rock, and there's a square for a building, and there's a rectangle. That's the cart. Your right cart on it. You ever play it that simple before?
Yeah, we did. I was just sitting here trying to think. We did a game. We played it in Discord and used the whiteboard activity or whatever. And we were playing Tricube. And I think I used the Mine Runners one-page thing. But I remember I was like, guys, we're gonna run this game, and I'm not going to plan anything. I'm just gonna show up and roll dice and see what we generate. And I can't remember what I used. Maybe it was the solo stuff. I used some of the tables in it, because I don't think the one-page setting has that many different things to roll. It's just kind of like a goal and everything. But I remember rolling several things as we were playing. They were like, what do I see? What's in here? I was like, I don't know. Roll some dice. I'm not going to say it was a very good session, but I did enjoy the just drawing stuff on the board. That was fun.
That's a good time. I like making the players draw their own. So like I'll describe a room, right? And then be like, all right, here's the markers.
My philosophy has been never spend more time prepping something than you will using it. Well, we've already gone well over that on this one map. But see, that's my thing. Like, I enjoy making the maps and hanging out on the stream, so that's. But I can understand the logic. Like, yeah, we're only going to be here 10 minutes. Let me just slap something.
Yeah, it all depends on what you. I mean, for something like this, because you and I have spent some time on it now. First of all, spending time together has been wonderful. But second of all, I would make this like the main focus, like make it a mystery, or they would spend a lot of time here, kind of thing.
I don't have a giant broken tree that doesn't have the roots on it.
I know some assets that would.
Is it that Forgotten Kingdom Adventure Realms or whatever?
I've been using Kartos, Tom Kartos's, but
Oh.
they're a little simpler. And I like the art too.
Yeah, see, this has got all the...
Yeah, the one shot with Dan having him loosely draw the map, yeah. because in a way, your mind can fill in the gaps of what is trying to be told, and so like a mixture of like music and vocal description, and then the basic outline, you can actually create the map as tense or scary as you want it to be, with just basic outlines. And that's, I think, sometimes it almost helps with immersion better, because some people get too focused on the map itself and they start like exploring the map and they're trying to like see the little details, and which is cool, but at the same time it's like, are you even listening to me?
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was on my phone. I never had to deal with that. I haven't had that problem yet.
You don't typically get that with paid DM. Sometimes you'll get like, oh, I was distracted. Sorry about that, guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's fine.
Which, I mean, that happens. I try to announce, be like, oh, hold on, my wife's calling me, or whatever. She doesn't usually call me during stream unless there's a problem. But
hang on, guys, my house is on fire.
I have had the, hold on, there's a police officer in my driveway.
Oh. That's not good.
Actually, there was one time. Oh, that's right. I think it was Thanksgiving morning. I wish Michelle was here. She's better at remembering this stuff. It was Thanksgiving morning. Chris, if you're still on, I don't know if you remember this. Chris goes to cast his new fire spell, and if I remember correctly, it was like holy something. It was like a holy fire spell. Like he's summoning holy fire upon the enemy, and she tripped the breaker to my office. Like it was perfect. Like she's cooking all this stuff for Thanksgiving, and I'm in here just running games because that's what I do. We started 4 a.m., so I was done by 7. But regardless, he just cast this spell. We're making a big deal about it, and the power, yeah, holy fire to counter magical darkness. That's right. That's well, because you guys were fighting a guy that you almost TPK'd with, and it was so cool because I lost power and everything, and it was immersive.
There you go. It was full effect.
It was so cool.
Why are they so round? It's silly.
It is kind of.
Rubble doesn't fall in such a round pattern.
Rubble.
It falls in a square pattern. That one shot with Dan, having him loosely draw the map for the final area, so much more tense.
That's what I was referring to when I described my whole.
Okay. Saxania, she's going to pay attention to the map.
That's true. I think I wonder if Saxania and Chris actually played together on the last map. We were doing the Love, Death, and Monsters stuff. Have you played that yet?
Yeah, I think there was a lady there. I don't know if it was Saxania or not.
Might have been.
I think it was her.
There was a lady there.
She seemed very nice.
Saxania is very kind. She was on one of our streams. I ran a one-shot. Her, Dan Good. I don't remember all those other guys.
Yeah, we can put a piss bubble in the thing. I'll let the stream catch up.
Where are you going to put that? Okay.
By the house. It's gross.
That's actually kind of cool looking.
Bloop.
Yeah, a little blub blub.
It was over my head in the stream.
Ah, you did great.
Say, you sure seemed like you knew what you were doing, not me.
I gotta write script for a video I gotta make.
Oh no.
I don't do that. I'm an improvisation. I
can't. Well, I can improv like a video, but it'll go in 20 different directions, and I'll ramble for an hour and never make a point. So I have to write a script for my all my videos.
I can't. I hate scripts because then it sounds like I'm just like just reading off of it. Where I'm like,
all my videos are
you do a great job.
Scripted.
See, I like doing the bullet points, like the points I want to hit, and then I just talk through them and I transition, and that's just how I operate. I don't like all of our streams and stuff. I don't typically script that stuff out.
Yeah, so like when I was making training videos, it was the same way. I'd have it scripted, but like you have to make a commercial for your content and they want you to be on the camera. And I was like, well, dang it, I don't have a prompter, so I can't be on the camera and like looking very clearly looking at a monitor. We're talking like a 1-minute trailer for your course. I struggled so hard because I couldn't remember the like 3 things I needed to say. Oh, I was so angry that the whole 2 days I was trying to make a 1-minute trailer. It was put some gray hairs on my head.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't really do that stuff anymore?
Nah. Ooh, kind of cover it up.
What are you covering up?
Well, the whole...
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I just
it's
tried
kind of-
moving the stream.
It's kind of bigly.
Bigly, yeah. Gotta get creative.
Yeah. But I need something to look like, you know, the tree fell out.
Yeah, no, I like it. You had the color pretty close at one point.
Yeah. Got some roots coming out of there.
Oh, I think you're right, Chris.
JB Compass and MRE.
Yeah, they're patron supporters. They all played Love, Death, and Monsters together.
I like that broken one.
I do too. That's cool. It's looking good, Scrap.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna have to take turns, man. We're gonna have to do a time when I build the map and you sit and tell me what to do.
I'll just watch you. So that's the problem. Like, Glee was getting on to me about this because of the last Plaguebound session. It's like I don't think I said anything that whole session, and she's like, "You guys speak up, do this, you know, let yourself get in there." And I was like, I was just enjoying watching and listening to them. You know, I forgot I was a player. I'm just hanging out, man.
You're having a good time. You're just chillaxing.
Yeah. Well, they were doing their thing. My character was over there just being useless. It's all good.
Ready to smash something.
Dude, so he's the mushroom guy in the Plaguebound world, universe setting, whatever.
Yeah.
And that mushroom race, they're called the Enokin, I think's how you pronounce it.
Yep.
And they have the stone workers, which are stone weavers, what they call, and that's what he was. So he's big burly, like blue collar worker, stone weaver, and his sword, with air quotes here, is it's just a big rock that he carved in the shape of a sword.
Love it.
So it's like, yeah, it's I picked cutting damage or whatever, but it might also be bludgeoning. I don't know. That's all right though.
It's both, right? I mean, rocks can bludgeon.
I can turn it around to the other side and use the blunt side.
Gunk, gunk, gunk.
It's a big old root. I don't like that. That ain't gonna work. And then I don't really have much for branches. Like, this is a naked tree. Why the limb? Alright. Sometimes I wonder about Dungeon Draft's search feature.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say what I think about it because I don't. It works really well for my assets.
Yeah, those might be labeled better. Maybe that's what it is.
That's all about the labeling, yeah.
Alright.
Why did it's got tagged and stuff? All right. Zach Zania played in session 2, 3, and 4. She knows that story in and out. It's a pretty fun story, right, Zach Zania? Actually, I liked your input too. I saw your feedback. love it. Well, you don't see. You honestly don't see a lot of murder mysteries.
I couldn't do one. I couldn't run one. I'd forget important details. Somebody would figure something out, and I'd forget to tell them. You know, like, yep, that's right. Or they would inquire about something they were supposed to, and I'd completely forget it was important to the plot. Which is exactly what I did with the module that we started our first campaign in.
Well, that's the thing. The way Dan has it written, because I use it. I used it and ran it multiple times at a convention, and he's got it well enough that it's easy to track for the GM, at least in my opinion. And it was because I'm honestly not a murder mystery guy, but the way Dan has it written, it made it easy to run, and I had a blast running it. But it's not something I normally would like sit down and do it, but I know what you mean. So.
This is twig. Oh,
Ooh. Now you need everything to be mossy.
yeah, I realized that after I put that down. I can't make the tree mossy. And put a frog on it. I won't leave him there. I will remove him.
Frogs they're cool.
I got
Turtles
these
are cool.
guys. Exposed root. That's no good. These roots kind of look like branches. If I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
Oh, not that one.
All right. Man. We should zoom out and show the stream one more time.
Yeah, I need to be getting off here.
I know. I need to get into bed.
There it is. It's a mess. We did the important part in the first stream, you know, the tavern. And we've just been out here dressing it up for whatever reason.
There's so much you could do with this, though. It's pretty cool. What do you mean for whatever reason? It'd be fun to have like a shootout here, Western style. I wonder, what would they be shooting out over? Just somebody cheated a card game.
I say, what got everybody killed in this tavern?
A deal with the devil. Weird West.
I'm gonna get Peter back in here. It's right up his alley.
Suede has mechanics in their Deadlands that you play poker against the GM quickly. You play like a round of poker with them and you get benefits from it. It's actually really cool.
Do you like the artwork I sent you before we started? Made that myself.
Which one? Oh yeah, I love that. Is that for your new upcoming stream?
No. I've just been piddling with Inkscape. I went and grabbed it today and trying some stuff out.
What is Inkscape?
It's some vector, free vector program.
Cool. Are you gonna draw your character for Tricube Tales this weekend?
No. Well, I'm a knight, right? So I can't just say I'm the blob. I can't use what I already made. Played one sesh, and the time's all fell on holidays. Oh no. Not the holidays. TTRPGs are rough at the end of the year with all the holidays.
They really are. This year was one of my best years. I had probably the least amount of cancellations I've ever had.
Whoa.
I was really surprised, to be honest with you. Normally, like December and January, pretty rough, but it went well overall, comparatively speaking. So
Very good. Well,
awesome. Well,
I think
should
we're
we
gonna
tell
wrap it up here, man.
Well, you know where everybody can find us this Saturday in a very exciting Tricube Tales
Haha, yeah, see?
game
It's hard, isn't it?
that I get the chance to run and try out, and you get to be a player.
That's right. So yeah, of course it's on Avenue Studios, but we're gonna do Tricube Tales this week. Nothing the following week, but then the week after that, we're gonna jump into Tricube Tactics.
Is it that quick?
Yes, there's a week in between, and I wasn't gonna try and squeeze another game in there, but we ended up having to shift the Planar Crossroads chat.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so we're doing that. I think 22nd is how that works out. Whatever that Saturday is. So yeah, I'm glad this worked out because I wanted to do Tricube Tales and Tactics close together. That way you guys could experience Tales and be like, okay, this is how this works, and then we can go try Tactics before we get messed up in a bunch of other tabletops. And
I guess I wanted to ask you, did you want to try to use the same characters to show, like, we could do a continuation of the story or something?
That's a good idea.
That way you're
That'd be less
taking
prep work for you.
less variables out too, in a way.
That's a good idea. We could almost run the exact. Do you want to run the same adventure?
I mean, I could run the same adventure or a continuation, or the same. I don't know on stream if we want to run the same adventure, but we could definitely run a continuation of those characters with similar situations and stuff within the realm of that. Because I actually have enough content, I think, that I could make it 2 sessions. I've done a lot of planning for this one.
Well, let's do this. Let's do this. We'll do Tricube Tales. Let's poke the group that's playing and see if we can all get them to sign up and guarantee they'll be there for Tactics. And then you can plan on it being 2 sessions.
Okay.
And then if somebody can't, then we'll do the continuation kind of thing you were talking about where but I would, if you guys are down, maybe, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if it's that important, but it would be really neat to play at least, maybe not a whole session, but like a couple encounters. We'll try it in Tricube Tales, and then we'll try the exact same thing in Tactics.
It kind of works for what I have planned, actually, because we could.
We may not have to do such a direct comparison. We'll probably get good, especially since you're running both of them. We'll get a good enough comparison.
Yeah, I'm just saying, even if it's not, it can be in the same setting because I mean it's a tournament. Like, yeah, good idea.
Right.
We'll make it work somehow, one way or another.
One way or the other. When Jake plans a one shot, he brings 2 to 3 sessions worth of content.
He's not wrong.
It happens.
He's not wrong. I get excited. Like, I actually am really pumped about this Saturday. Like, there is, I like the setting. Like, this in my head and what I'm picturing, of course, might not be what happens, but
we will make it work.
Awesome.
I think it'll be fun. It'll be fun. It's super rules light. It's super easy to do. I think Glee will be able to pick it up super fast anyway. Like I said, you're either rolling 4, 5, or 6. Like that's always your target, and you're either rolling 1, 2, or 3 d6s. So
depending on what you're good at.
Yeah. One of my favorite things that happens in one shot is when players are like, "So can we play more?"
That's what always, every time.
Dude,
that's actually one reason I love running paid one shots, because that's how I get them hooked.
Yeah.
They keep coming back.
when my first campaign ended, like the first thing they were asking is like, "When's the next one?" I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this again.
Jake's poor son.
What'd you do to him?
I don't know. I must have missed something I said.
Too many one shots?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Oh,
we
I
did
thought the one shot was for
my son played in it, and he was so pumped. My wife sitting next to me. He was like, "Wait, that's it?" He loved it. That was our Neolithic one. We were playing Neolithic, and we had a great time. Adam was in there. Chris from Australia was in there. Mason. I don't remember.
That's his name now. Chris from Australia. That's his
I have two Chris's I deal with, so it's on a regular basis. Chris from Texas, Chris from Australia. It's just the best way to separate them. Oh, Austin was in it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and he wanted to continue. He loved his character. We had a blast. Awesome. Well, Scrat, thank you so much for having me on the stream. If you guys want to see any more of the content that I'm involved in, head over to Avenue Studios, give us a like and subscribe to whatever video you click on. I think they're all fun. We, like Scrat was saying on our channel, Scrat's going to be a player live come Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern time is our go. It'd be kind of cool to have you guys there. We had, like he was saying, in 2 weeks from that, we're going to do Tricube Tactics and test that out. I feel like we got a couple of other things. Oh, this Thursday on our stream, we're running a Valentine Penguin one-shot. Stop. Just stop. Just stop laughing at me.
I've only seen parts of those.
They're insane.
There's that one guy that talks like this.
That's Austin. Awesome. Well, I hope I see some of you there. I know Zach Zaney is there. She loves our Thursday streams. We love having you there. Trying to think. What do you got going on over your way, Scrat?
My Get Barbaric video. Too bad Peter's not here. His design challenge where everybody has to make a barbarian in their own system. My video for that's coming out Thursday, and then I think my next video is going to be getting to know your character. So
cool.
That's all
I look forward to it.
Get Barbaric. Yeah, we're gonna have a barbarian squirrel. It's definitely one of my funnier videos.
I'm looking for. I mean, I like all your videos. They either I find them really relaxing or they make me laugh, and both are very cool to me because, you know. Yes, Xanny, I do enjoy your super chats, not just because it helps keep the lights on, but because you also help make the story very wild.
She keeps the party alive. That's what she did.
Well, she keeps she keeps the party alive, but she also will send undead turduckins at us.
Oh. Well, when I've been the player, she's been keeping us alive, especially in Tales from Elsewhere. What was the last one we did? She was throwing all kinds of money at poor little me. The adventurous one.
Yeah.
She was keeping us all alive.
It's fun. Our goal, too, is we love involving chat in our streams and helping them encourage the story, change things, make it crazy, whatever, because it just adds to that chaos element that everybody loves.
I enjoy that as a player. I don't know how well I'd take it as a GM.
Michelle says I do it well.
Get it going and then throw in a twist. Yeah, that adventurous one was that worked out real good. You got to watch that one, Jacob. That was a good session.
I know I haven't.
Dude,
that was the one. Was that the one Michelle played in? No, she played in.
She played in Tales from Elsewhere. The adventurous one was just a couple days ago.
I like the Tales from Elsewhere one too.
That was really
I gotta sit down and listen to the adventurous one. I was very busy when you guys did it.
No, that's all right. That's all right. It's recorded. You can watch it anytime.
It is. No, it was good.
Anyway,
awesome.
I'm gonna
keep you all night.
Yeah. I guess I will hit the end stream button. I always struggle to find it. There it is.
Good night, chat.
Wave goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.